Pranam Guruji, Pranam. Let us start with Shanti Path as you always do.
Yeah.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvina Vaditamastu Mavidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So for all our students, we are privileged and we are very happy to have Dr. H.R. Nagendra ji with us. He is the Chancellor of the S. Vyasa University. He is a story from NASA to Vyasa, which I love the most, a scientist who came back to India to serve the motherland and has served the cause of yoga. So Guruji, I welcome you to this talk for Yoga for Young Minds. Essentially, we are addressing the student fraternity of around 40,000 in our transmission of leading to International Day of Yoga. So I have few questions for you. It has been my privilege to be associated with you and learn so many things from you. So youngsters need motivation, and we have always heard and we have seen that you were a scientist who was working in NASA in the United States, and then you chose to come back to India to serve. So we would like to know what motivated you to take that decision to come back to India.
In fact, when I started research in Indian Institute of Science, then we started asking the question, what is the real purpose of research? Then we search for reality. Then are we going that right direction? All of us, a group of people, we said no. Then what is the way out? We did not know. It was then that we were exposed to the higher dimensions of yoga, Upanishads. Upanishads also asked the same question. And they traveled much, much bigger and wider. And they found the answer. Then we got fascinated. We had one Professor Satyanarayan Shastri who brought us to the line of Upanishads. That's how I got motivated and started studying all Upanishads, Sanskrit, and understanding the dimensions and doing the sadhana, everything. And my life was transformed. And therefore, I had no second thought that I'm going to go to Harvard, NASA, and all these things and come back. So I finished my tenure first test and then came back and continued this journey of the search for reality. That's the one that brought out the change.
So that's so nice, because I think at that point of time you realized that the truth lies within and not outside. And that I think each youngster should understand, that you should hear to your inner voice what you are saying. So speaking of Upanishads and the Shastras, one question which often comes to the mind of students, and through them I want to ask you, is there is one aspect of the philosophy, like we have in Bhagavad Gita, Yogasya Karma Shukaushalam. And some point of time we say desires are not good. But then youngsters always have a question with this related to this, and they say, well, we are young. How do we, one, implement the philosophical aspect into our practice? Because at this we have energy. Secondly, they say some philosophy like you should not have desire. They say, does it mean if you don't have desire, you don't have motivation to do larger things? How would you address this issue for youngsters?
I look at this from a little different viewpoint and say that you have to be ambitious, you must have a lot of desires, but you have to have the highest desire, not small things. So our ancient seers, they said, I will not be satisfied if I am become the richest person of the world. I will not be happy if I become the creator and become the emperor of the whole world. I want infinite bliss, unfailing bliss. I want all the power, even to create the whole world. And I should have the absolute freedom from all slaveries and bondages. And I want absolute freedom. And that is the thing. Therefore, I call them as most ambitious people. Therefore, our youngsters should raise to this level of bigger ambition, not just money or comforts or only these things. Good to have this ambition to start up artha and kama, but they have to go to the higher levels. That's what the Upanishad tell us. So once in search for reality you go to this thing, then things will start transforming. And therefore, I look at the young people who are very, very energetic and full of vitality, energy, and creativity and brilliance. They all should take up to the understanding of the Upanishads to become more ambitious. That's what they are.
So, Guruji, the present time has seen confinement of the physicality of an individual, because many of them in the cities have confined themselves to a 500 square feet house. But as we often say, that mind has no boundaries. So what would you suggest to our students, lakhs in number, who have physically bondage but mentally availability of space and flexibility? What would you suggest to them to explore as possibilities for appropriate utilization of this time?
So to prevent this corona spread, our Honorable Prime Minister brought this lockdown sufficiently early so that India would not go exponential. It's a wonderful thing that he did. This gave a new opportunity for all people in the country to stay home and do whatever they can. And people had two directions. One, you become very anxious, very afraid, and become tensed up, stressed up. What is this nonsense? I'm confined to this place. I'm like in a prison. I have no freedom to go out and do anything. And go on worrying about it. And see when this lockdown will be removed, I want to rush out. This is one approach. The other approach is to see whether this can be made as an opportunity for us to understand ourselves, to build the family ties, and go deeper and deeper to understand the higher dimensions. And this is what yoga offers. So we have the freedom. And if you do the first way, then your immune system will get suppressed and you are prone to become more COVID. Corona may hit you. Whereas if you do the other way, then you have a great opportunity to strengthen our immune system. And even if the corona tries to touch you, it will be driven away from our border security forces, the wonderful immune system that we have. That's what we have to do.
Yeah, so rightly said. I think that working and being relaxed enhances your ability to be well. I have often heard you have great reverence for teachings from the Bhagavad Gita. So what would be your few favorite shlokas from Bhagavad Gita in reference to our students and to motivate them?
Many people think yoga is to do some asana, pranayama, mudras, bandhas, kriyas, and meditation. But Krishna says that every action should become a yoga. So to convert every karma into a yoga is karma yoga. Is it ever possible? Many students ask, how is it impossible? It is not possible. Sitting, standing, eating, drinking, urinating, excreting, everything can be yoga? No, it's not possible, they say. But Krishna beautifully brings out this in that shloka. Pashyan, shunvan, sprishan, jigran, ashnan, gachan, swapan, shwasan, pralapan, visrujan, grunhan, unmishan, nimishan, napi, indriyan, indriyarteshu, vartantayiti dharayan. It says, seeing, hearing, talking, eating, excreting, urinating, everything can be converted into yoga if you know the trick as to how to do that. That secret is karma yoga. What is the trick? As you already mentioned, it is to tune ourselves to that inner blissful awareness, to our yogastha sthiti, and do all activities. Yogastaha kuru karmani, sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. That is, attune to that self, do all activities. Krishna says in another shloka, karmani akarmaya pashet. While doing the karma, you do all your karma inside. That is a very special way of doing action in the most efficient way. If you do that, people learn as to how to do work effectively and efficiently and effortlessly. And working in stress-free conditions. is the trick that every executive, every student should learn. Therefore, for all of our students here, you say, yes, this is what you have to learn. Just examination comes, you're all stressed up. Can you maintain that either equipoise and do the activity? Then you'll be flying, with flying colors, you'll be coming out.
Thank you so much for your message. And my last question is, what would be your message to our youngsters as to contribute towards the growth of this great nation, the great motherland, Bharat?
Now we are approaching the International Day of Yoga, and Prime Minister is going to talk at 6:30, 7 o'clock. We have the protocol of 45 minutes. And every student should practice yoga and learn this art of living, the real essence of human life. As Swami Vivekananda said, it is the process of manifestation of divinity within us. How to live happily, how to live blissfully, and with all the comforts or no comforts, with all the difficulties and challenges or excitements and great things happening. Can you maintain that equanimity and see that you work with the blissful awareness? If you do that, then it's going to change. And Swami Vivekananda said, transformation should start from each one of us. Then the whole country will transform. But what we want normally, as country should become great, or society should be fine, everything should be wonderful. But don't ask me to change. We have to change ourselves. That is the way. So he gave the formula: be and make. Every youngster should see that first we change ourselves to raise ourselves from our normal levels to become great human beings, super divine human beings. Then the whole country is going to change. That is the clear direction given by Swamiji, which we are all trying to bring forth in our university, in our all student community, and everywhere. It's a wonderful question.
Thank you, Nagendra. Such beautifully answered. You meant integrated individual will lead to an integrated nation. Thank you so much for your time, and it's so nice for you to have interacted with the students. Thank you, Nagendra.
You are wonderful, Subodh. Kaivalyadhama. You are taking people to real that Kaivalya that Patanjali talked out in this Kaivalyadhama.
With all your blessings, Nagendra. Pranam.
Thank you.